Stop recording. Yes, it is recording. Okay, sorry guys. Oh, I just reinstalled Camtasia, which is the web recorder that I use on my computer. I reinstalled it, and when I got the new one on there, it's a little bit different than it was before. So it doesn't tell you if it's recording or not. It just, I guess the outline changes color from green to blue or whatever. Anyways, we're back here, guys. This is week number 9. My name is Drew. If you're just tuning in here, maybe you landed on a page or you're watching this video on YouTube or something, you're not a PayoutPro member. I'm one of the admins on the admin team for PayoutPro, and basically what I do, guys, is I run kind of marketing and stuff like that for PayoutPro. And I also do these weekly update videos. So if you're on our registration page, it's kind of a splash page with this video on it. This is kind of an introduction to the system, and we also share, like, this is our weekly update review video. So it's an update video of the last 7 days of our system, the kind of the back end of our system, which is Forex trading and you know, building funds that way. Okay, so let's get into this here. Okay, so if you watched last week's video, guys, week number 8, you noticed that we had our first loss, but it was not actually a loss because we had built up a reserve fund that was actually bigger than our loss that we had. So we just replenished those funds and you know, like nothing happened kind of thing. There is one account that the trading team has decided we're just going to leave it. We didn't replenish this account here. As you can see, it's at minus $4,747. They said they can bring this account back within like 2 to 3 weeks. So I said, you know what? That's cool. You guys bring it back. We still have, you know, if you're to add all this stuff up here, guys, where's the account funds right there? If you're to add it all up, we actually have more funds now in these trading accounts than we had up here before the loss. There's about 1,500 in each account, more than when we had before our loss here. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And these are the results at the end of this week here. Okay, so we're going to dive into these accounts, and I'm going to share with you guys the strategy that the trading team used to go and create the results that we got. Which is insane. Like, even some of these accounts here, guys, you'll notice that they're actually, like this one, for instance, right here, this USD number 2 account, it's actually higher than it was before we had our loss 2 weeks ago kind of thing. On the 23rd here, you can see, right? Okay, it's actually higher in a couple of those accounts. So this is crazy, guys, the strategy they use, and I'll share that strategy with you here right now. Okay, so let's jump, tongue-tied today. Let's jump into this right now. We're going to go to USD account number 7. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking about joining PayoutPro, guys, during this video, I'm going to be kind of going over the points and the strong points about PayoutPro, you know, some of the weak points about PayoutPro as well. Like, it's a system, you know, there are weak points in every system out there. So I like to, you know, I like to prove out the positive points and the negative points about any kind of system that we're doing. Okay, so yeah, guys, look at this, right? This is pretty crazy. So if you look here, this is where we were, okay, at our gain a couple weeks prior to this, okay? And then we had our first loss, which, as I said before, it wasn't really a loss because we replenished the accounts back up to where they were. When they were at this point here, guys, they're at $7,500, and you can tell now this account's like closer to $8,000, okay, here, okay? And what this is here, guys, is this is Forex gains. And what we do is we create, I'm just going to shoot over to the website here right now. We actually create the gains from Forex trading and from marketing campaigns and such to pay out withdrawals out of the system. So when you go and you look at PayoutPro, this is strange, eh? This video doesn't work on Safari. I haven't installed my Firefox on my computer yet, but I noticed the video for our website doesn't work in Safari. It's kind of strange. I'll have to get the IT guy to look at that. But as I was saying, guys, if you were just to look at PayoutPro, like go in there, create an account, look in the back office, whatever, it just looks like a normal, typical Ponzi scheme, hippie site, you know, investment site, you know, kind of revenue share type looking site because it's giving you a percentage per day. But this is it, guys. We actually go and we follow. I'm going to shoot over here to a website that everyone's afraid of. Okay. We actually follow these guys' guidelines. Okay. Is the U.S. government, SEC, Security Exchange and Commissions. If you saw that there on the screen real quick, Security Exchange and Commissions, guys. We follow their guidelines against Ponzi schemes. So basically, you know, they lay out the structures of why they take these big, investment sites and these big revenue share sites and e-wallets and stuff like that, why they take them down, guys, we follow the guidelines against why they take them down. Okay. So what this ends up being is a site that looks from the outside, guys, it looks like a revenue share. It looks like, some kind of investment site where you get a daily percentage or whatever. But what we do is we actually show you how we're creating those funds to make that daily percentage for our members. And what that does is it basically follows their guidelines, because we're showing weekly in these weekly update videos here, guys, our results through Forex. And you can actually see our results through Forex is outweighing our total, paid out and even the total earnings in the system by about 2 to 3 times per month. Okay. So for instance, if this total payout over the month, we do say, $5,000 or so like that. In the Forex accounts and in our marketing accounts and such, our affiliate marketing accounts and such, guys, we've actually done about, 14,000 or whatever. And we've built up a reservery and such, okay, with the remainder funds. So it's really cool. So that's how we go and replenish after a loss, like we did right here. Guys, loss is just part of Forex trading. You're going to see it like once every 2 months or 3 months. We're going to have some kind of loss throughout our accounts. And we build up a reservery. So if you want to understand more about reservery funds, guys, go to YouTube, type in PayoutPro week 8, and you can watch that video there. I talk about reservery funds, and I actually show it in that video that we had, when we had this little loss here. The loss was, I think, about $6,000 or $8,000 or something. We actually had about $11,000 or $10,000 in our reservery fund, okay, ready to go, ready to replenish those accounts. And on top of that, we're matching and meeting all these numbers here. So when people created earnings, created withdrawal, that withdrawal is, boom, going out, that same day as they make the withdrawal, which is pretty cool, okay? So that's the big difference. If anybody's asked me, Drew, what's the big difference about PayoutPro and what makes it different from all these other kind of Ponzi structured systems, is that these funds here, these funds here, guys, are actually created externally, and we have weekly proof it's created externally, and that's a huge, huge thing, okay? These numbers here are 100% withdrawable. So anything that you earn, you have to withdraw out of the system. There's no such thing as repurchasing in the system. There's no such thing as, transferring your funds to some other balance to use in the system, nothing like that. Because here's the thing, guys, and this goes, once again, as these guys pointed out, taking down all these investment sites and these, hippie sites and the mining sites and the revenue share sites and stuff like that. One of their big points was, okay, how can you prove that repurchase balance that is internal inside the system, how can you prove it's real and not just your members are using just numbers inside their account? Like, how can you prove, say that member has $5 in their account, which they're going to repurchase using that $5 in their repurchase balance to buy an ad pack, it's a revenue share, say. How can you prove that that's actually $5 or not just the number 5? And a lot of these systems couldn't prove that. They didn't have the results to prove it. They didn't have this weekly results to prove it, guys. And then boom, the SEC goes along and just shuts them down, takes their domain, and they're like a fish flopping around on dry land kind of thing, okay? So that's the most strongest positive point about PayoutPro, is it's just structured in a way that, it follows their guidelines. Many members are funding in BTC. We hold accounts in USD, so we don't have to worry about violent markets and all that kind of stuff. It's just really, really safe, guys. Even if BTC was to collapse, all our accounts here, you'll see, are in USD. USD's, one of the most stable currencies in the world. It's most likely not going to collapse. Eventually it will collapse, probably in years and years and years and years and years, probably maybe not even my lifetime from now. But BTC, guys, right now, it's very, very skeptical that it could collapse, and many systems are based around BTC. And that's kind of a worry in the back of people's mind, is what happens if, my account I fund in BTC, and then my account is held in BTC, and the value of BTC drops to $5. And then it's, basically going to collapse in a matter of time. If it drops that low, it's like, everybody's just selling. No one's, it's just crazy that way, right? Okay. And guys, I'm not saying that's going to happen to BTC. I'm just saying there's a lot of talk about it out there right now. And to structure your system around something that possibly could happen in the next couple of years is probably not the smartest thing to do. And PayoutPro is not like that, guys. Members can fund in BTC. We go and we convert all funds over to USD. Okay, so we hold funds in USD in trading. We make a profit off it. We run marketing campaigns. All our marketing campaigns are through PayPal. Been around for a long time, things like that. So we don't actually hold your funds in BTC, which is actually very, very smart for a business model. And, if you go back and you look at many other opportunities, guys, I'm not going to name any names, but you'll notice that a lot of these big opportunities that were based around BTC and we've even got our new own crypto coin and stuff like that. They're based around that. Strategy that they have their own coin and that their cryptocurrency system and stuff, they actually, a lot of these systems actually failed because the value of the coin dropped like 70% or 50% or something from last October till now. It's dropped like 50%. And, the value is just not there and the systems couldn't maintain their payouts kind of thing. Okay. So, guys, we've just taken in every single scenario and we've thought of a solution for it, which is really cool. So, this is a USD 9 account, guys, is that account that we're building back up, and the trading team just said, don't put any money into it. We're going to build this thing back up, which is really, really cool. Sorry, this is another thing for PayoutPro. I'm just going to mark these accounts off as I go through them so I don't show you the same account twice. But this is another thing about PayoutPro, guys, that is really, really unique, is the only way this system will fail. Think about this. The only way this system would fail is if we had multiple losses that are huge. Like say, for instance, this kind of loss happened in multiple accounts, like say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts or so. I would say probably, over 7 or 8 accounts. If this kind of loss happened across 8 accounts, guys, then the system would be in trouble. Okay? The odds of that happening, because if you look, we have about 10 trading. We actually have, 10 trading accounts. The odds of that happening is very, very low. Most likely when there's a loss, we're going to see, kind of a big loss in 1 or 2 accounts. That last loss, we had big loss in 1 account here. And then, kind of minimal loss, maybe 20% or 10% in every other account when they're sitting at a 50 to 90% gain. Okay. So that's basically how loss happens in Forex trading. Why do we have multiple accounts, guys? Is to spread the risk out, right? Okay. It's like that game. I don't know if you remember this game. It was a PC game. It's called Frogger. And think of it this way, guys. Basically how that game worked was you're a frog and you're playing a frog. And when you're in the game, you're a frog and you're hopping across the road and there's a bunch of cars driving across the road. Okay. Think of it this way. Okay. So it'd be like one frog hopping across the road and it's a busy road and all the cars are coming across. That one frog, has his chances of getting hit is just like him getting hit himself. That's it. He doesn't have any friends to help him out and to get across the road kind of thing like that. Okay. So think of this now. Okay. If that was one trading account, we've got like say $100,000 in that one trading account. We're putting all that risk on one account. So that's like that one frog trying to hop across the road and the cars are coming and they're going fast and he's freaking out and he's scared and he's trying to get across and who knows, most likely he might get hit, right? So most likely if we have all our funds in one account, like you see many traders out there trading, hey, look how much money I'm making. They only have one account kind of thing. Most likely when the time comes when they get hit, they're going to lose a lot because they've got, the risk is all in one basket. That's it kind of thing. But think about it this way, right? We have 10 accounts. Say there's 10 frogs jumping across the road, a bunch of cars going by. They're going to have a better chance that there's, more frogs on the other side. They might be smaller frogs, but there's going to be more frogs on the other side, than just that one dead frog in the middle of the road. Okay. Bad example, but I think that, that proves a point to you guys right there. Okay. So that's that. The trading team basically said, you know what, Drew? Don't build this account back up. They're going to build it back up. And they said probably in 3 weeks or so, they can get it back up. We're going to put most likely, guys, a lot of risk into trades into this account. So we can just get some crazy results from it building back up. Okay. So let's move on here. Number 2. Oh no, that was 7 that we saw at the start. Okay. So 7. Now we're in number 2. Okay. So number 2, Here's a strategy that they used, and you'll see this kind of familiar strategy in most of the accounts, guys, is they actually put a lot of drawdown into trades. Okay, so you'll notice there at one point it was like a 7.59% gain. They put a lot of drawdown into the trade, which is basically just means they've got a lot of the funds in that account. There was like $9,000 account. They got a lot of funds in that account, okay, in trades. Okay, so a lot of funds are placed in trades. So that means that if a lot of funds are placed in the trades, if they do good, which, you look at the results, they do pretty good all the time, then the results are going to be much better than having a little bit of funds in trades. So this is, guys, it is a little bit risky, but, these guys know the market. They've been studying market for a long time, and, I'm trusting them. I think the majority of the members that know them trust them and stuff like that. And, they came out really, really clean here, guys. Like you can see here, before that first little loss we had there, it was at 71.06. And now we're actually, above that. We're at 74.04. And we've built up more funds than we had before. Right here, guys, it was at $7,500. And now we're sitting at like a $9,000 account, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's shoot on back up here. We'll go, that was number 2, right? Yeah, so number 4. Number 4, and you can see down here, guys, like the same strategy there. Okay, so you can see that strategy that they're using, and we're sitting pretty good at 34.95. Okay, this account's creeping around, just over 75. When it was here, it was at a 75, and now it's 7,674. Okay, which is good. So next account we're looking at, that was 4, so 6. And we'll try and get through this so this video is not too long. Okay. At the end of this video, guys, I want to talk about something really cool that we're doing inside the Facebook group here. Okay. So this account here is sitting at a 40.92, and we're sitting at, just over 8,100 equity in this account. So the gain in this account, right? Okay. Or sorry, the funds in that account, not the gain. Number 6, number 3. Oh, no, number 8. Okay. So we'll get into number 8 next. Ooh, I can't kick this cold. Man, in Canada, guys, it is like we're having one of the most... How come this is not loading? We're having one of the most coldest winters. Like, it's insane. For the last week, it's been over -20 every single day. So I'm like... And I get sick really easy. My immune system is just horrible. Because when I was a baby, I was on a bunch of antibiotics because I had croup and I almost died. And my immune system is horrible. So if I just go outside for a split second and I get a chill, right, I get sick. And then I come inside and I it's just, it sucks. So I'm sick. All winter long, I'm sick. So now the plan is I'm going to stay in Canada, but in a couple years, we're going to move out west to where it's warmer, because where I am is like one of the coldest places where there's a lot of people that live in Canada. We're like about an hour north of Toronto. So you can see here, guys, we're sitting at a 61.19, and at this point here, we're at $7,500, and now we're at almost 9,000 in this one here. So you can see the balance there is 8,862. So that was account number 8. Shoot on down here, number 3. And then we just have 2 more accounts to look at. So this account here, guys, is another super positive account. Not every single account we're going to get a result like this where, we're actually above. I think that's above, right? Almost. It's about 1% away from where it was before we had our loss. But once again, all this gain, guys, was taken out and put in a reservery fund. Okay. And then that's how we plan things out, right? When we have a loss, we take that gain, which we've created, right? We're doing payouts and stuff like that from it, of course, withdrawals. But we can go and we can replenish the accounts. So even though there's a loss here, right? Like this is when the account was turned off and we go into the weekend on the 24th. I'm just going to grab the calendar here. We had that reservery fund built up to actually more than the loss was, and we replenished those accounts. So that's really cool. So that was the 24th, which would have been a Sunday. Okay, so that's the weekend. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong month. I'm thinking like Sunday. What? Okay. Should have been a Friday or so, or Thursday. There you go. So that's the 24th there. So this is when it was turned off. This is, you can trade on Fridays, guys. Actually, I shouldn't say you can. The trading team can trade on Fridays, guys. In this system, guys, I just want to make it clear. You don't have to learn how to trade. You don't have to learn how to market. You don't have to learn, it's a fund to earn opportunity. So you just fund and you get a daily percentage. And over time, you actually get more than you fund, which is really cool. But we always recommend, think if you're going to compound and build, we recommend do it from 60 to 30 days. Don't do it any longer, guys, because there's something in fund to earn opportunities that's called seed funds. Okay, I don't want to say the word investment, but your original investment that you put in. Okay, say you put in $1,000 or so. You would make 1% a day, we'll say, for about 3 months or so, and you'd actually get back more than 1,000 because you're earning. If we go here, we'll just shoot back to the website, guys, so this is easy for you to understand. So if you funded $1,000, you would fill this $10 plan. It's 50 packs, and then you would move on, 50 plans, not packs, 50 plans, and then you would move on to the $25 level, and you'd fill $500 of the $25 level there. Okay, so and it, and it earns you at 135%. So you would make 35%. You'd make back your initial, I'll say the word again, investment. I don't want to say that word, guys. It's not an investment, right? It's an opportunity. But you'd make your full investment back plus that 35% gain on your investment, okay? Over 1% per day. This plan here, guys, once we hit about $80,000 in our reserve, we're at about 75 or 77 right now. Once we hit 80,000, because you got to think this system just started, right? Like a month and a half ago. Once we hit that, we're moving to a 1.6%. Okay, these are maximum percentages, right? Right now it's 1%. That's our minimum percentage in the system. Okay, so this plan here is actually paying out 1%. This one's 1%. This one's 1%. The idea behind it is once we hit an 80,000 reserve, okay, funds that are in the Forex trading accounts, basically, we're going to put this plan up to 1.6%. Once we hit over $100,000 reserve, we're putting this plan up to 2%. Okay, so I'm going to go over, sorry, geez, guys, I'm going to take this cough drop right here. I'm going to go over, no, I'm not, because I can't talk with that in my mouth. I'm going to go over why we have these set up like this, and it's not just, hey, you're getting 2% per day, right off the bat kind of thing. First off is because 2% per day, that means just to make the system work, we have to create 10% a week here over those 5 days of trading. We'd have to create 10% and not 5%. So anything in life, think about it, guys. Like imagine going and creating 10% and, having it so that you have to create 10% a week to make something work. That would be very, very hard, especially if, you had, say, 2 bad weeks in a row or, here and there, you're only creating 5% per week or whatever. It'd be very, very hard to meet that. And with systems, the mindset of most people that are in these fund to earn opportunities, guys, they treat it kind of like a lottery system kind of thing. Like, oh, I've funded and I'm going to win and this is going to change my life and tomorrow I'm going to be a millionaire. That's the mindset behind most of the people that join these type of system, guys. And it's just kind of the wrong mindset, because what happens is as soon as a system starts to have trouble, they go and they drop their daily percentage. So if we have a minimum daily percentage of 1%, and think of this, the amount of members that are joining, say, 95 or 96% or whatever, they're never getting past the $10 plan because they don't fund enough, and they're not, say they're coming in and they're only spending $10. Like how do you expect to get to the $25 level when you come in and you fund $10? You buy yourself one plan, you're earning 1% per day, right? So I know that's kind of a negative thing to say in this video here, and this video might be on a splash page or it might be on a page where you're thinking of joining, because I want to be honest with you and the truth behind this and why we'd have this plan here at 1%, why this plan at 2%, the maximum plan in the system, is because the majority of people that use this system, they're never going to get out of the $10 plan because they don't have a long-term mindset. The majority of people out there, guys, that are trying to make money online, they're not actually trying to make money online. They're trying to like win some kind of lottery. That's the truth behind it, okay? So this means that this goal here, this is actually pretty, you know, if you look at our results, guys, it's pretty easy to make that per month, which is 5% per week, which is 20% per month, right? It's pretty easy to do that. But to go ahead and do 2% per month, or sorry, 2% per day would be like 40% per month, which is on the side of difficulty, right? Even this one here at 1.6% per day, right? That's a little bit on the side of difficulty, but the majority of people, maybe 5% or 3% or whatever of members in the system, you know, they're the only ones in these plans here, right? Maybe only 2% of the members are actually in this plan here, the 50 plan. You know, the majority of members, like that 90, 96, 95% of members, they're here, right? So that makes the system very stable, and that we can achieve 2%, 1.6% in the higher levels because there's not too many people up there, if you think about it, okay? So, you know, once again, guys, I know that's not a positive thing to say, but I just want, you know, the people that are looking at the system and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, you know, it kind of looks like a revenue share, stuff like that. I want you to understand that it's something like completely different, and it's been planned out and thought thoroughly. Like, you know, most revenue shares, hippie sites, investment sites, their front end, they're actually paying out like a huge percentage. Guys, there's some out there that are like 7% a day, right? That's not even achievable. Like that's not going to last at all. So, you know, if you're thinking about things, guys, and you're starting to use your mind out there and you're realizing that a lot of these opportunities only last like 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever, look at how they're structured and then look at how PayoutPro is structured, and you'll see that because of this stuff, you know, we're not using the funds coming into the system to pay out those withdrawals, which follows SEC's guidelines. We don't, you know, if you go and you create your account, you'll see that we don't have a repurchase balance internal. So you can't use your internal numbers that are being created in your account to go and buy more in the system. You'd have to actually withdraw those funds, those numbers out of the system, which then turns into tangible funds because you've actually touched them because they hit your payment processor. And then if you want to build, you would go and put a portion of those funds or whatever you want back into the system to buy more. So your account is real. Okay, so that's a pretty cool thing there if you think about it, right? And that's the big difference with PayoutPro, guys, and what makes it so different is that the members that are using it, guys, they can actually see the results they're getting are real day after day, which is really cool. Okay, so let's move on to here. Number 3. Where are we now? Number 5, number 10. Yeah, so we got number 10. I almost missed number 10, guys. So number 10 here. Sorry. So you can see number 10 here, guys. This is a little baby account. I think this one was started. Oh, no, it was started around the same time. December 9th is when most of those accounts were started. We have one account that was started just 2 weeks ago. I actually think I already went through that. But, oh, no, it's USD number 1. We haven't looked at that yet. We will look at that soon. Okay, so you can see here, this one's at a 9.38. Pretty good, guys. You know, right here, once again, it was sitting at 7,500, and now we're sitting at 990. Okay, so $9,090, which is good. And that was 10. So this is number 5. Starting to lose my voice. All right. Okay, so this is our account this is the one I was actually talking about, guys. So account number 5 is the one. Yeah. So this one here, you can see was January 4th, which was 2 weeks ago, basically, I think. Today's the 20, what was it today? Oh, no, it's the 3rd, yeah. So the 3rd of February. So this is exactly 1 month old. Sorry, guys. Those last accounts we were looking at, basically all the other accounts were started on December 9th, I believe. So they're almost they're about 2 months old now, okay? Just over 2 months, okay? So you can see this here. This one's doing, you can obviously see it's way better, right? That gain's pretty big, because it didn't have as much to lose because it was just going on for a couple weeks there, okay? So it was at 22, and now it's at a 34. And this one, guys, look at that. That's huge, huge, huge. That's a nice looking size account there. It's $9,549, which is pretty good. So right here, it would have been at $7,500. Okay, So that's 5. So number 1. So this is USD number 1, and this is our last account. And then we're going to shoot on over to the Facebook group, and I'm going to share something with you guys that is going to blow your mind. So this account here, guys, this account has a strange story behind it. If you go back and you watch update video week number, I think it was week number 6. Yeah, week number 6. You'll see that this account here was actually a test account for, and this was just $1,000 here at the start, right? We turned it into a system account after we did the test, but this was actually a test result. If you watch the update video week number, did I say 6, right? 6, you'll see that we actually put this account into a huge loss. Like we're talking, I think it was like 90% loss. Yeah, right down here. Yeah, 90.52% loss, so that we could create the outcome of like what happens when we put something to such a loss. How long does it take to build back up, guys? So I'm going to say something right here in this video that's crazy. You'll notice these accounts are about 2 months old or so. December 9th, today's date, well, it's February 3rd, but this one was off on February 1st there. I'll just show you the date so those people aren't like, what the heck? Actually, you know what? To make this, because I actually had someone call me out on this one day, and they're like, how do we even know what date it is? You're not showing us. You're just showing us your calendar, and that could be, you could be trying to fake it or whatever. So what I do now is I just do everything on Google because, everybody believes Google. Okay, so what is today's date? What is today's date? Okay. And you'll see there, it's Sunday, February 3rd, 2019. You can even see where I am. I'm in Essa Township, which is basically Barrie, okay, Ontario. So that's that. We're going to go back to this page here. Okay, so we put this account here into a scenario with real money, real life, right? Real results and stuff. We put it into a scenario of what happens if. So what if scenario kind of thing, okay? So you'll notice that this account here, okay, USD number 9, is in that scenario right now for the system. Okay, so it's down right now. It's at a minus 76%. Okay, so if you go back here and you look at this account, guys, it was USD number 1, right? I said, yeah. We planned this scenario out before to demonstrate that it is possible to not, replenish an account with additional funds, trade at a little bit more of a risky market and stuff, maybe for a full 5 days. That's what I mean by risk, right? At a full 5 days a week, just to get those results to bring it back. So you'll notice here that it took, to bring it fully back, we're looking at, we won't count that because we actually went down a bit there. But to bring it fully back there, you'll notice on January 15th, it was fully back. So from December 9th to January 15th, it took that amount of time to bring it back from a minus 90%. Okay, so this is the possible scenario that we could be looking at for that other account. But here's the thing, guys, is that, if that one account, this one here, guys, was to go into, was it 9? Yeah. If it was to go into, say, a complete loss, okay, and it just, nothing we can do about it. Say there's $2 left in the account. We're like, can't trade on $2, one bad trade and it's gone for good. It wouldn't really matter because we have 9 other accounts that are creating results, creating enough results, of course, to do withdrawals, enough results to create, reserve refunds so that when we do have our losses, we plan for them and we can replenish those accounts. So this here, guys, doesn't really matter, doesn't affect the system. And that's kind of what I went over in last week's video a little bit as well. But, it does suck, right? Because that is real money, okay? But in the end result, the system still works. All the members are making money. You can go into our Facebook group. You never see anything about like, I didn't get my withdrawal or my withdrawal's been pending for 3 days or whatever kind of thing like that. Is there problems with withdrawals? Nothing like that, guys. Like you make a withdrawal. They're not instant, right? We manually do them because we want to keep things safe. But you make a withdrawal, you know, you're going to get it that day kind of thing. There's no struggle going on here, which is really, really cool because we've created something that, guys, we've tested this. And this is what I wanted to say before, but we've actually tested these scenarios. We've tested with, we actually had a test group of 400 people, guys. We did this for over 2 years before we went out there and we launched and created the PayoutPro system. So this thing's been thought out, guys. It's, you know, it took a lot of time, a lot of planning went into it, and we've covered all the bases, even the bases that, you know, most systems out there are not going to think about. They're not going to say, guys, about, you know, even the SEC stuff. We've covered all the bases to make a fun to earn opportunity. Looks like what we're all familiar to, looks kind of like a revenue share. Everybody's familiar with revenue shares as they fail really fast and they're really easy to do, because you don't have to even think really. You just log into your account, look, oh, I've got some earnings, and you try and withdraw it and hope for the best kind of thing like that. But we've taken a system like that is just extremely easy to understand. Anyone can do it, right? If you can create a Facebook account, you can probably make money online with PayoutPro. Like, it's that freaking simple. So we've taken that extremely simple model, but then we've backed it with real tangible results, you know, and proven results that it works and that it's real. It's real funds, right? So that's really, really cool. Okay, so let's get going here. We're going to go to the Facebook group. Okay, Facebook group. And I hope I'm logged into my account because I reset everything. I think yeah, I did. I logged in today through this computer. Whoa, look at those pictures. Okay. Let's get that off the page. This is supposed to be kind of a PG video here, okay? We got to go to PayoutPro group, PayoutPro. Hopefully we can find it. This is it here. PayoutPro scam. So stupid. Anyways, we'll get going here. So this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about here, right? Was this, okay? So what we're doing here is we're doing a paid to promote through PayoutPro. So if you go and you're sitting on the fence right now and you're like, you know, I don't really know if I want to join this. It's a new system. It's only a month and a half now. Maybe I want to wait a bit longer or whatever. I want to wait till the end of the month. Or you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't have any BTC right now. I got to, you know, withdraw from another system, or I got to make it, or whatever kind of thing like that, guys. Then what you can do is go and create an account. Okay, if someone shared this video with you, or if, you know, there's a button below or whatever kind of thing, or there's a registration page beside it, the video, you can go and you can actually create your account and you can get into these paid to promotes. Okay, you can be a free member in PayoutPro and win. We give away money weekly. Okay, so that's another point here, how powerful this system is, guys. We give away money weekly and we do it. It's real. Like, we do this through the Facebook group so everyone can see, you know, who won. Everyone can see that this is real. And it's not just, you know, hey, you know, some fake person won it. I know there's systems out there and people that do that kind of thing, guys, but you know, it's real results, and all you simply have to do is go and create an account. Click on register there and create an account inside PayoutPro. Okay, so I got to get the IT guy to look at this because normally I use Firefox, but I'm noticing here I'm on Safari right now, right? Because as I said before, I just, you know, reinstalled the computer and stuff to do this, but it doesn't work in Safari. So we got to get him to look at that there. So that's kind of right. So anyways, guys, you create your account inside PayoutPro, and you can be a part of the pay to promote campaigns that we do. As of right now, there's 62 people that have done it. Okay, you look here. There's 62 comments on here, and it's really, really simple to do, guys. You know, basically, if you just come here, you read this. You know, we have the rules of this PayoutPro commission pool here. Okay, they're not always like that, but you know, they're different sometimes. And then you can look at what members are doing, and you can kind of, you know, piece it together of what to do. It's very, very simple, guys. If you just kind of read this and understand what to do. It's very, very easy. But as of right now, guys, you can see here, 62 people have done it. So that's one person out of those 62 people is going to win $200. And we do this every single week. Might be $50, might be $100, might be $200. You know, a member here, I think it was him, about 4 weeks ago, he won $500. So that's pretty crazy, right? Okay, so those are good chances, right? Just for going and creating an account inside PayoutPro there, you could win. So it'd be pretty awesome. So that's it from me, guys. This was week number 9 update video, and I'll see you in next week's video, week number 10. I got to take a break. I've been on the go so much, And I got to get better. I got to get better here. I'm starting to get under the weather again. So that's it for me, guys. I'll see you. Bye-bye. Oh, you know what? Click the link below this video if that's what you're doing. Okay, so click the link below the video, fill out the form. Could be here, could be there, and create your account there. Okay, see ya.